In the village of Cana, the sound of music echoed and everyone was celebrating a wedding. But the joy almost turned to embarrassment. The wine had run out. It was then that Jesus quietly asked them to fill jars with water. A few seconds later, the impossible happened. That ordinary water became the best wine of the evening. Smiles were rekindled. The party was reborn. On a distant plain, more than 5,000 people were sitting, listening to Jesus' every word. The sun was setting and hunger struck. There were only 5 loaves of bread and 2 small fish. But in his hands, it became a feast. No one left hungry. And the most incredible thing? There were still baskets full. The miracle was in every bite. In a boat shaken by the fury of the waters, disciples cried out for help. The wind roared. The waves invaded the hull. Jesus was asleep, until he stood up, looked at the chaos, and in a firm voice said, "Silence." And everything stopped. The sea fell silent like an obedient child. The disciples couldn't even speak. Who is this man? Another night, the same disciples were rowing with difficulty until they saw someone walking on the waves. It was him. He wasn't running, he wasn't afraid. He was treading water as if it were dry land. "It's me, don't be afraid," he said. And in that instant, fear dissolved like mist. In Jerusalem, a man had never seen the light. Not even his mother's face. Jesus made clay out of saliva, touched his eyes and told him to wash them in the pool. When he rinsed his face, he saw everything. Heaven. Colors. He wept. And those who saw it cried with him. Near Gergesa, 2 men lived among screams and chains, dominated by dark forces. Jesus approached them. One word from him and the torment ceased. The screams became silence. Peace returned. The village was never the same again. Seeing a fig tree full of leaves but no fruit, Jesus said firmly, "Never produce again." The next day, the tree was dry to the root. A silent lesson in living with purpose. Lazarus had died. 4 days in the tomb. The smell of death hung around. Jesus wept. Then he asked for the stone to be removed. And with a loud voice, almost like thunder, he shouted, "Lazarus, come!" And he came, alive, in front of everyone. The weeping turned into celebration. On top of a mountain, something supernatural happened. Jesus' face shone like the sun. His clothes flashed like lightning. Moses and Elijah appeared. It was heaven touching earth. The disciples fell to the ground, not knowing what to say. It was pure glory. But nothing compared to the last sign. He had been crucified. All seemed lost. 3 days later, the stone from the tomb was removed, and he was no longer there. An angel said, "He lives." And then he appeared alive. Death was defeated. These miracles were not just signs. They were reminders that when he is present, the impossible bends.